close your eyes or soften your gaze. But as you lengthen up, imagine that there's a string from the base of the tailbone lifting you up all the way through the crown of the head. Just see if you can sit up a tiny bit taller. Keeping that length, but dropping into a sense of softness in your body. And then begin to feel your breath. So don't alter or adjust the breath just yet, just simply notice the breath. So we're letting it move on its own. Just noticing where your breath originates from, where the breath moves in the body. Notice the coolness of the inhalation, the warmth of the exhalation. Notice the parts of the body that move along with the breath. So just observing, letting go of the need to control the breath or anything else in this moment. And then very gently start to consciously breathe down to your baby. And as you breathe a little deeper, notice the parts of the body that move along with the breath. Everything is interconnected. If you like, you can take one hand to your heart and one hand to your baby, or you can leave your hands where they are. Continuing to breathe down to baby. And gently exhale everything out of the lungs, letting the body soften. Take a moment here and set an intention for your practice or your pregnancy or your day, just whatever comes up for you. And on your next inhalation, float the arms out and up for a stretch. Lift the arms, lift the gaze. Sigh it out, hands to heart center. Do that again, float it up. And sigh it out. Let's drop the fingertips off to the side, keeping that length through the spine. Right arm reaches up, maybe reaches over. And we'll just start to move back and forth. Nice and slow, no need to rush. Trying to open up the side body this morning. We're gonna really work on creating space, stretching everything out. Finding your flow, your rhythm. Take one more side stretch. And we'll find our way back to center. Hands on the knees, you cat-cow tilts, press the shoulder blades, let the belly spill forward. And exhale, hug your baby in, chin to chest. Try to exaggerate this movement. Let the teeth fall away from each other as you lift the heart. Take one more cat-cow tilt. Return to neutral spine. Change the crossing of the legs if the legs are crossed. Balancing out the pelvis, making sure that everything is stacked up, getting long once again through the spine. And then we're going to come into our hip circles, but we're gonna really exaggerate that rock through the pelvis. Kind of like you're leaning to one side, you're leaning back. So just feeling the base of the pelvis as you take your circles today. It just feels a little different than the way we normally do it. We're also tracing the bones that house the pelvic floor. Take that in the opposite direction. So as we work on creating space today, we're not only going to stretch the side body and the back of the body and open the chest, we're also going to work the pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor and the diaphragm begin to work together. The pelvic floor starts to stretch, release, and tone. And we'll come on back to center next time you come around. Lots of length. We're going to float the right arm up, bend the elbow, and just reach the hand down wherever you can, and then you're going to hook the elbow and open it up. So we want to try to slide the shoulders away from the ears, try to relax into the neck, just open up into this stretch. Release the arms, take them back behind, press the shoulder blades together, lift the heart. We're just going to take a lion's breath here. Inhale, stick the tongue out. Back towards center, left arm floats up, bend the elbow, walk the hand down, and then open up. Softening into the breath. And release. Hands come back behind one more time. Press the shoulder blades together, lion's breath. And return to center. So let's come into hands and knees. Taking your time. No rush. You're gonna spread the fingers. Find that length, slide the shoulders away from the ears. And we're gonna start with our pelvic tilts because we really wanna focus on creating space in the back of the body. So inhale into the rib cage. Exhale, chin to chest. Hug your baby and press the floor away. Inhale, lots of length through the spine. Exhale, round arch, push away, hug baby in. Just start to find your flow. Feeling into the spaces between the vertebrae. Take one more tilt. And then we'll start to add in some movement, rocking the hips, maybe drawing some figure eights or some circles. Just whatever feels good to you. And let's find our way back to center. Walk the hands to the right, step the left foot forward. Coming into your lunge, front ankle and knee right on top of each other. So the hands are on the inside of the legs. We're gonna press everything towards the midline. Come on up, settle the hands into the hips. Float the arms up, shoulders stay down the back. Take the right hand down, the back of the right leg, reach up through the left fingertip. Floating everything back to center. Exhale, bend the elbows, but really open the arms out wide. Sweep it up. Hands come down to the inside of the leg. We're gonna walk the foot a little bit further away, so there's lots of room here. Right hand's gonna stay down. Left hand's gonna press into the thigh. So we're just pressing into the thigh and kind of pushing the leg away, lifting the heart. You can stay right here if you'd like. You can lift the back leg. You can also reach the arm up or wrap it behind you. Wherever you're at, you're going to slowly bring the head down, release the knee, walk the hands away from your leg, and just draw some circles. Taking them in all directions. And then eventually stepping the left foot back. We're going to sit back towards the heels. If you have a prop or anything that you'd like to sit on, feel free to do that. You can also take a regular cross-leg position. We're just going to take, actually let's interlace the hands and press the palms away. So we'll get a stretch here in the wrists. And then press the palms up towards the ceiling. Reach them forward once again. Imagine that you're pushing the palms away, feeling that space between the shoulder blades. We'll come up one more time. Release the hands here, and then just start to rotate out the wrists. That's what these are. All directions. And then bring it down by your side as you rotate out the wrists. Fingertips down to the floor. Sweep the right arm up. Come back to center. Opposite side. And then we'll come on back. Getting up off the knees. Maybe rotating into your ankles. Maybe stretching the legs back. So just doing whatever gets the blood flow moving through your legs again. And then we're going to eventually walk the hands to the left. Exhale, step the foot forward. Pressing yourself all the way up. Settling into your lunge. So you can always stay right here, or you can sweep the arms up. The left hand's going to slide down. The left leg, reach up through the right fingertips. Inhale, float back to center. Soften the elbows, press the shoulder blades together, lift the heart. Reach it up, hands come down to the inside of the leg. We're going to walk the foot a little bit further away, press into the thigh, sink into the hip, and decide where you want to be. So again, maybe it's here, maybe you want to lift the leg, reach the arm up, or wrap it. Just taking a few breaths. You're going to unwind, hand comes down, walk the hands away for your hip circles. So just drawing a circle with the hips. Taking it in all directions. Finding center, walking back. Take a moment, rock the hips side to side. And we're gonna find a squat at the back of the mat. So it can be a full squat or a half squat. It's totally up to you and how you're feeling. So half squat, or you can come up into, this is the full squat, or you can come up into the half squat. Hands come down wherever you like. Untucking the tailbone, lots of length through the spine. Just breathe here. You're gonna press the hands into the floor. And then, as you come halfway up, into the thighs. Shake it all out. We're at the back of the mat. Toes are nice and wide. Float the arms out and up. Hook the right wrist, reach up and over to the left. Inhale, center, up and over. Coming back to center. Release your hands. Bring your hands behind you. Sink into your squat. And come on. A few rounds, just floating in and out. Squeezing the glutes to lift yourself back up. One more squat. Just inhale it up. Release your hands by your side. Roll the shoulders out a couple times. Letting go of any tension in the upper body or the neck. Shake it out. So we're gonna step to the middle of the mat. We're just gonna do a couple things to heat the body up. So soft bend in the knees, like you're about to sit back into chair. I want you to root really firmly through this right foot. You can take your hands wherever is gonna help you feel balance. We're just gonna tap the leg out and in. So we're just building a little heat in the body. Make sure you're breathing. Trying to stay really stable through the hips. Good. We're gonna bring that leg in, root firmly through the left foot, and then switch. So out and in. Just warming it up. Good job. Couple more. And bring it in. Shake it off. Coming to stand Tadasana, rooting through the feet. So just make sure that your hips and your ankles are right on top of each other. Everything is stacked up. We're gonna practice our diaphragmatic breath here. So if it's helpful, you can bring your hands to your ribs or to your belly and your chest. And just start to breathe into the rib cage. And feel that movement. We're going to open up the arms just to help create a little more space. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring it back down. Again. Back down. We're going to bring the hands to the hips. So we're going to try to leave the hips as still as possible. It can be a little tricky here. And then we're going to move the rib cage. So it's like you're drawing these little spirals with the ribs. So we're just trying to kind of loosen everything up. Our goal today is to just make some more space for you and your baby and your breath, and then take those movements in the opposite direction. So it's just really subtle movement initiated at the rib cage. Definitely not easy. And then we'll bring it on back. Lift the arms up. We're gonna hook the right wrist, reach up, anchor the hip down, and then open the ribs like an accordion. And just notice how that feels. And you can look anywhere that feels good. It may feel good to move your head around. Take a deep breath right into the ribs. And then come on back. Switch sides. Reach it up. Open the ribs. Anchoring the left hip down. Take a deep breath. And then come back. Release. Take your hands to your hips. Feet a little wider. Draw some circles. Take it in the opposite direction. And back to neutral. Release the arms down by your side. You're going to take your stance wider, pivoting the toes out. So we're going to do some wave squats today. You can modify this however you need to. Just remember that when you sink back, you're sending your tailbone and your sits bones towards the wall behind you. So arms can move or they can stay centered. Inhale. Exhale here. Inhale, send the hips back and slightly down. Exhale to come back up. Inhale, back, down. Take one more round. Float it up, hand slide to the heart. We're gonna take warrior two. Back foot is parallel to the mat, so left foot is parallel to the mat. Pivot the right toes out and bend into the knee. We're gonna reach the arms out and then give yourself a big hug. Take your right elbow on top and really grab for the shoulder blades. So option to stay right here, or if you'd like, you can start to take the wrap for eagle arms. Just breathing into the space. You have the option to stay still or add in some movement. So if you add in movement, inhale, lift everything up. Exhale, settle in. Do a couple rounds. Settle in, pause. Unwinding the arms. Reach the arms out. Reverse your warrior. Inhale for center. Forearm to thigh, backhand and drop to the hip or reach up. Inhale, come back to center. Straightening the front leg, knees gonna stay really soft. Reverse. Inhale for center. Just reach forward a couple inches. So there's this nice straight angle line, and then we're gonna spill. Reach the arm up or take the hand to your hip. Try to lift your baby, lift your heart. Good, pull yourself back up. Sink into the front knee, float the arms out. Turn the palms up, everything floats up towards the ceiling, straighten the leg. Big sigh out. Drop the hands all the way down to the hips. And then pivot your toes forward. We're gonna hinge at the hips, come into a forward fold. If you have a prop, you can bring it closer to you, or you can take your hands to the floor. And you can adjust your toes however feels good. So it might feel good to bring the toes in. You might feel good to pivot them out and bend into the knees. We're just gonna hang out here for a couple breaths, maybe adding this side to side rocking movement through the spine. So the head and the heart are aligned. The head is not going below the heart if possible. Especially if you're feeling a little nauseous. You definitely Don't want to drop the head below the heart. And if you're not already there, you're going to pivot your toes out, bend your knees, press your hands into your thighs. We're going to come up really slow and just settle in. And now we're going to come all the way up. Warrior two to the opposite side. Right foot's going to go parallel, left toes, pivot out, bend into the knee. So really grounded, float the arms out, and then give yourself a big hug. Reaching for the shoulder blades. Again, you can stay here. You can start to push the upper arm bones together, or take the route. Maybe you want to stay grounded and still. Maybe you want to flow. Inhale and exhale. Last one, and we'll settle in. Unwinding the arms. Reaching, turn the palm, reverse your warrior. Floating through center, forearm to thigh, backhand to the hip, or up towards the ceiling. Inhale, back to warrior two. Straightening the front leg, reverse triangle. Keep the front leg straight. Arms reach out, reach forward, and then gently spill over. That hand can drop to the hip, or it can reach up. Peel yourself back up. Settle into that front knee. One last breath here. Palms up. Inhale. Big audible sigh out. Hands to the hips. And then pivot your toes forward. So instead of coming into a forward fold again, you're going to pivot the heels in. Hands to the heart. Come down into your squat. We're going to find lots of length through the spine as we take our twists. Hands come to the thighs. Press into the left thigh as you turn over to the right. Take a couple breaths here. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. We're just pressing into the thigh, twisting in the opposite direction. Let's do one more on each side. And over to the left. Bringing it back, pressing the hands into the thighs, come all the way up. Arms reach up, and then arms come back down by your side. You'll toe the feet in. So the feet are directly underneath as we're back in our Tadasana. You can take your stance wider if that's going to make you feel a little bit more grounded. So from here, we're just going to kind of play with activating the calves and getting the circulation flowing through the legs. You're going to come up to the balls of your foot just a little bit. So I'm not really lifting my heels up off the floor too much. I'm kind of hovering. And we're grounding down to the balls of the feet. And then we're going to bounce. There's a little bounces. The heels aren't touching the ground. They're just gently hovering over the mat. So we're just working up the calves. Eventually you'll start to feel them get a little fiery. And then we're going to rock back and forth a couple times. And we'll do that again. Coming on to the balls of the feet, rooting down, hovering, and then gently bouncing. So what this does is it gets the calf muscles to turn on and really activate, and it starts to move the blood a little more efficiently through the legs. So the calves are responsible for moving the blood back up to the heart. And during pregnancy, your blood volume doubles, so they have to work a lot harder to circulate. And it's one of the reasons we have swelling. It's one of the reasons we get calf cramps and things like that. And rock. Whew. Let's just shake that out. All right. So we're going to do a couple more standing poses. Let's go ahead and step towards the top of the mat. Step your right foot back. So you're going to take a big step, and the hips are going to square forward. So your feet are pretty wide. They might be as wide as your mat. Belly button is pointing straight ahead towards the seat, or towards the wall in front of you. Press into the back foot, lengthen up through the heart. We're going to sweep the arms up, soften the shoulders. Just feeling that space, breathing into the entire torso. So all of that room that you created so far. And then bring your hands back behind you, interlace your fingers, press your shoulder blades together, and lift through the heart. So pressing the shoulder blades together, and just breathing into the space. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Release the hands. Reach the arms up. Hook the left wrist, reach up and gently over to the right. So just a slight lift over to the side, and we'll do the same thing in the opposite direction. Up and over. Hips are stable. Okay, come on back. Release. Step to the top of the mat. Hands to the hips. Draw some circles. Maybe move the head around. Don't let go of any tension. We'll find center, find neutral. Big step with the left foot, so wide warrior one stance. Settle into that front knee. Belly button slides forward. Press firmly into your back foot. Reach the arms up, relax the shoulders. Make sure the jaws relax, separate the teeth. Hands from behind, interlace the hands, but the opposite thumb is on top this time. Press the shoulder blades together. So it's very active in the upper body as we press the shoulder blades together, and then we slide them down the back. So just breathing into that sensation. Deep breaths right into the chest. Release the hands. Flip them up. Anchoring down through the hips. Grab one wrist, reach up, and slightly over. So again, we're opening up the ribs. Lifting up out of the hips. Come back to center. Switch sides. Up and over. Center. Release. Step to the top of the mat. Just shake it off. So standing here for just a moment, I'm going to drop your right ear over your right shoulder. Take your left hand and wrap it behind you, like you're trying to reach for your opposite hip. And I want you to just kind of play around here, move your jaw around, maybe move the angle of the chin. If you find a spot that feels like a sweet spot, you can hold it and breathe. Or you can just keep moving and playing. Drop the chin to the chest. Release the arm. Slowly take it to the opposite side. Take the right hand, reach over for the left hip. And maybe play with the angle. Pausing anywhere that feels like it needs some extra love. Release the chin to the chest. Let the arms just be heavy. It's like there are weights on the arms. Turn the palms up. Press through the feet. Nice and slow. Arms lift, gaze lift. And then exhale, hands come down by your side. Soften into your knees, roll the shoulders out. Really exaggerate this movement. Letting it all go. Shake it out. We're gonna come down onto our mat. We'll come through a squat. So stepping to the back of the mat, come into the squat that you took earlier, whether it was a half squat or a full squat. Finding length, untucking the tailbone, hands wherever helps you balance. Release the hands to the floor, and then walk yourself into table. Spreading the fingers, we're gonna draw some big circles. You can draw them as big as you like, coming to a little bit of an upward dog if that feels okay. If you're a little further along in your pregnancy, it might not feel good to go that far. You're already pretty stretched out. All that space baby takes up. Taking it in the opposite direction. And then come on back to center. We're gonna take a twist in child's pose. So you're gonna have to adjust this based on how much space you have and how it feels. So you take the knees nice and wide and you just sink back as much as you can. So it doesn't have to be all the way. You can kind of stay lifted, or you can do more of a thread the needle. Basically, we're just gonna take the right arm and reach it underneath us. And then that left arm can reach forward if that feels okay for you. So you just want to adjust so you have enough space for baby and it feels okay in your body. The thread the needle version is a little bit more like this. Knees and hips are on top of each other. And then you just reach forward from here. Taking a couple of breaths wherever you decide to hang out. And then very slowly unwinding. Maybe drawing some circles, some pelvic tilt. And then eventually you'll take your version of that twist to the other side. Just making space. Press yourself up. And rock the hips side to side. Let go of any last bits of tension or tightness. And then from here, we're going to make our way into Shavasana. Coming into any position that you'd like. And also feel free to take any last poses or stretches that your body might still be craving. This is your time. We tend to just go about our day and do what needs to be done, and we don't really check in too often to see what we need and how we're feeling. So this is your time for that. This is your time to really just see how you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. all those levels. Making yourself comfortable. I'll just walk you through a short meditation. As the eyes soften or close, imagine that your body is being covered with a soft blanket. The blanket is soft and warm as though it was left in the sun. That warmth and that softness just melts over your skin, as though you're melting and merging with that blanket. It feels calm. You feel safe and relaxed. With each exhalation, you let go a little more, releasing anything that doesn't serve you or your baby, letting go of any tension or holding, any thinking or doing. Now you're just being. Imagine your baby completely relaxed, happy and healthy. Now imagine yourself from a third person perspective on your mat, completely relaxed. See that relaxation in your face and in your body. You're completely relaxed, content in this moment, healthy, strong mom. Feeling confident and calm. Seeing and feeling that presence. Send yourself some good thoughts, things that you would say to a dear friend, something kind and thoughtful. Feel your breath. Without altering the breath, just noticing the breath once again. Where does your breath go? How does it move through your body? Is it deep or shallow? Is it fast or quick? Is it slow and steady? Just being the observer. Allowing yourself to let go of any need to control. Now begin to control your breath, gently deepening your breathing. Starting to breathe into your entire being. Breathing down to your baby, breathing past your baby. Just feeling the breath start to reawaken your body. Feeling refreshed and re-energized. As you feel ready, start to move the body. Stretch it out, wake it up. Taking any movement that feels good to you. And then whenever you feel ready, eventually in your own time, just returning to a seated position. Taking one hand to your heart, one hand to your baby. If you set an intention at the beginning of class, coming back to that here. Breathing into the space that you created today. You created space physically in your body, both for your baby and for yourself. Created space emotionally. Just carrying that with you off the mat into the start of your week. Making space for all of these new things that are coming your way. Let's close out with a nice cleansing breath. Inhale, floating the arms up. Audible sigh out. Just feeling gratitude for this experience. All of its challenges and all of its blessings. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.